I have gotten a lot of backlash about my post about boycotting Coke. My motherfucking ruling still stands until they prove that they did not call ICE.
Did y'all hear that Coca-Cola has been willingly handing over undocumented workers to ICE? They are willingly handing over undocumented workers to ICE.
This right here, this is what people mean when they say actions have consequences, because now everybody is shouting boycott, boycott, boycott. Now everybody is angry, everybody is reacting, but hold on. Where was all this energy before things get this far? Because what is happening right now, this didn't just start overnight. Before I go any further, go watch some of this clip I'll be showing you. Trust me, you need to see it first because it sets the whole tones for this conversation. So let's watch.
A lot of people have been asking me about Coca-Cola and what's going on with boycotts. Right now, Coca-Cola is getting heat from not only United States consumers, but international consumers. You have to remember that Coca-Cola has become an international brand. However, that brand is closely tied to the United States. United States consumers are annoyed that Coca-Cola has bent the knee to Donald Trump. Right before his inauguration, the CEO and chairman of the board sent Donald Trump a special edition, first of its kind, inauguration Diet Coke.
Do you know what Coca-Cola has been doing actually? Because I find it very hard to believe that you have this opinion if you know what's going on right now. So I'm gonna break it down real quick. First of all, we should have been boycotting Coca-Cola because in South America and a lot of places here in Mexico too, wherever there's a Coca-Cola plant, all of a sudden there's no water. They're pushing all of the water that's in these areas to the Coca-Cola plant so that they can continue making soda, which means that the people that are living there do not have clean drinking water. If you look, the rates of diabetes is so much higher over there too because they don't have water, they have what? Coca-Cola. So literally killing people.
The story that Coca-Cola fired thousands of its employees in Texas and then called ICE on them. We've all been seeing it all over social media. And for the last few days, I've been doing as much research as I possibly can, and nobody has any proof. And most of the posts on TikTok reporting on it are saying, is this true? Do we need to boycott Coca-Cola? Nobody has any actual proof. But in doing a little bit of research, it seems that this post started this story.
Damn, Coca-Cola. I ain't seen betrayal like this since Brutus stabbed Caesar. Y'all really out here working with ICE? Y'all out here calling immigration on your own workers. Y'all were perfectly okay hiring undocumented workers to work for you when Biden was in office. Y'all didn't care what their status was. You pay these people less than nothing and you ate off their backs. And then Trump comes into office and all of a sudden, you guys are calling immigration on them? Who the fuck is gonna work in your warehouse? I hope you don't think it's Americans, because Americans think your job is beneath them. Americans ain't giving you that same level of production that the Hispanic community gave you. These people didn't just put in hard labor for you, they were your biggest...
When we say boycott Coca-Cola, we're not just talking about the red can. We mean the entire Coca-Cola company. And here's why. Coca-Cola runs a bottling plant in the Atarat industrial zone, an illegal Israeli settlement on Palestinian land. The UN says these settlements break international law, but Coke is still profiting from them. The company has also been honoured by Israeli institutions for supporting Israel's economy, and that's why they're on the boycott list. And remember, Coca-Cola isn't just Coke. It owns and distributes many things like Fanta, Sprite.
Did y'all hear that Coca-Cola has been willingly handing over undocumented workers to ICE? They are willingly handing over undocumented workers to ICE. So all you Coca-Cola lovers, it's time to go to the Dr. Pepper side. Do you people at Coca-Cola realize how many Latinos love Coca-Cola? So it says Coca-Cola, which was loved in Mexico and had a ton of employees in Georgia until mass layoffs in 2020, has willingly handed over any undocumented workers to ICE. Keep in mind that Coca-Cola has always knowingly hired and
So I don't know if y'all heard about what the Coca-Cola company did with their immigrants, where they're supposed to be undocumented immigrants that work for Coke. Well, in essence, Coca-Cola
leadership had pretty much rounded up all their undocumented immigrants into a room and pretty much let ICE scoop them up. Yeah, that's what they did.
I think there's some confusion here, and it needs to be cleared up and cleared up quick. Because the African American community has always stood in solidarity with the Latino community. We've always done it, and we proved that. At least 92% of us proved that on November 5th, that we stood in solidarity. We have nothing against the people that are being deported, that are being rounded up like cattle, the children that are being thrown in these camps, people that are being shipped off everywhere. We are not applauding that. That's not really funny to us.
So I just learned that Coca-Cola hired immigrant workers and then fired them. And not only did they fire them, they called ICE on them. And now there's a Coca-Cola boycott. These companies are really showing their ass. Like, you hired them people and then you fire them and call ICE on them.
If this isn't a sign, then I don't know what is. I just learned about the news that Coca-Cola allegedly fired a bunch of workers and reported them to immigration. And I am so disappointed because Coca-Cola is the only soda that I drink. This is my sign to stop drinking soda, because how unbelievable that they would do something like that, especially when the Hispanic community, I feel, is a large supporter of Coca-Cola. A lot of us have our Coke with like our glass bottle Coke with our pozole or anything spicy. You just crave a Coca-Cola, and I feel like Pepsi just won't hit the same. So this is my sign to just stop drinking soda in general.
Yeah, I know I told y'all about Target. They was getting dragged in them comments. Walmart is getting dragged as well. But who's up next on the docket? Coca-Cola. Go to this page right here and come back. And I don't know why Pepsi is over here making a joke, because they're next up on the docket. Is Pepsi okay? Honey, we thriving. Not for long. I'm about to drop a whole series on who we should be boycotting and why. But until then, enjoy those comments over there at Coca-Cola.
Mexicans, Mexican Americans, Latinos, to the front of the room, please. This is a very important phase in our boycott journey, okay? The apologies are going to start coming in. Once they start feeling the money, don't go back to our toxic exes. Do you hear me? They don't love you. They just love the benefits you provided for them. Trust me, there are companies out there that will beg the Mexican consumer to come shopping. No need to go back to toxic exes. Los tóxicos son ellos. Same thing with Target. We don't support spaces that don't love us. Every single part of us. Do you see what I'm saying? From now on, we only shop at companies grateful for our dollar, respect us, respect our culture, respect our values. Because isn't that what capitalism is all about? It breeds innovation. It breeds competition. Consumer should always have the upper hand. And you do. Have just forgotten that. So remember this very clearly. You're the price. You're the price, not the other way around. No brand is too big to fail. Remember Blockbuster? Remember Sears? Remember Compact? No company is guaranteed to last forever.
Now, as you have watched those clips, let's have a real conversation. Let's talk about this, because this situation involving the Coca-Cola company, it's not just about one company. It's not even just about one community. This is about a system. The outrage is loud but also late. Right now, people are calling for boycotts. Videos are trending, hashtags are flying from one hashtag to the other. People are saying we are done supporting this, we are done. And listen, that reaction is real. But let's be honest, a lot of people are just now waking up to how this system operates, because issues around workers, immigration, and enforcement, they have been happening for a long time. Social media turn this into a movement. Once this story hits platform like TikTok, Facebook, it exploded. You heard people sharing emotional story, workers speaking out, creators breaking down what has happened, others calling for accountability, and the energy, it was intense. Because when people feel like something unfair happened, social media become the courtroom. Black voices watching closely. Now, here is something important that stood out. A lot of black creators were just reacting, they were observing, they were pointing out something deeper. How many times have we seen situation like this before, and the outrage didn't go this far? That's not to dismiss what is happening right now, but it raises a real conversation about consistency, solidarity, and who gets loud support when things goes wrong. Corporate power is versus everyday people. Let's strip let's strip this down to the core. You have a massive operation like the Coca-Cola company, and then you have everyday worker. That power gap is huge. So when decisions are made at the top, the people at the bottom feel it the hardest. And that's what people are reacting to. The Favo energy everyone is talking about. Let's talk about that face, Vavo. Vavo. People online are basically saying you made a move, now you are seeing the reaction. But here is the deeper layer. This energy doesn't just come from one moment, it's built over time, frustration builds, experiences build, story build, and then one situation sets everything up. The bigger conversation nobody can ignore. And if you really step back, this is about more than a boycott. It's about trust in cooperation, treatment of workers, and how communities respond when they feel targeted. And now, because of social media, this conversation can't be ignored. Let me say something real here. Moments like this, they reveal everything. They shows who speaks up, who stays silent, who pay attention only when it goes viral. And for a lot of people watching, especially the black communities, there is a deeper reflection happening, not just about this situation, but about patterns. Because once you start seeing patterns, you can't unsee them. This is not just about anger, it's about awareness, because now people are asking who really has power, who gets protected, and who gets left exposed when things goes wrong. And those questions, they don't go away after the trend ends. So let me ask you, do you think this boycott is going to make a real impact, or is this just another viral moment that will fade out? Drop your thoughts in the comment below and let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a real conversation. And if you have been seeing all the reaction on TikTok, tell me what side you are on, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, because we are breaking down real world issues just like this, no filter. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.